Hello guys, and breaking news. Putin is going to be the next president of Russia after 23 years of his dictatorship. Because next year, on the 15th of March and until 17th of March, they are going to choose Putin as their next dictator. I don't know what makes Russians conduct these elections when it is so obvious they are forever with Putin. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight informational war. It is very real. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. Actually, it is really difficult to understand how a nation can accept a president for so long. And I always think if a president, a boss, a director occupies his position for a really long time, more than it is accepted by traditional law, it is a signal he is turning into a dictator. Even if he is the best, we have to change people, we have to change their visions, and that's the way we can achieve some changes inside the society. It is also terrifying to think that there are people who were literally born when Putin was their president. They went to school when Putin was president, they graduated, they got married, Putin was still their president, and now they were sent to Ukraine and died in the trenches, while Putin is still the president and will be once again elected. Of course, elections are fake in Russia, but I do think that the level of support is quite strong, and if we knew the reality, we would still be terrified. Please forgive if I'm not filming it like a genius, because I'm still working in Prague, very tough schedule, and it's really difficult to find a spot. So, Putin became a president of Russia in 2000. I know some of you tell me that the period when Yeltsin was is a short period when Russia was a democracy, but tell me please, why did he resign and assign Putin at the same time? I honestly think that being so unattractive, not president-like, Putin did not have many chances to become the next ruler of Russia. And this is how Yeltsin actually introduced him, something that perhaps people in Ukraine or in the majority of democracies would not like. Yeltsin did not die, he was not killed. He simply said, I want to retire a couple of months before the elections. Couldn't he wait till the end? We've seen lots of his drunk shows. We could have continued watching them for a couple of months more. So I think Russia has never been a democracy. If you are not yet subscribed, and 50% of people who watch the videos are new to the channel, please do and help us fight in this informational war too, because it is very real. So a special environment and situation was created for Putin to become a president, and after that he simply never gave up this power. Also, I think a very symbolic and dangerous signal was the death of the sailors on a submarine Kursk, which also coincides with the start of his career, where he demonstrated total indifference to extremely terrifying deaths of his own sailors, and the world was ready to help. This was perhaps this red flag that he gave us, and then it is a continuation of wars, invasions, Georgia, Ukraine, violation of all international agreements, and now he is a top terrorist threatening you, not only me, to nuke and destroy everything, and doing lots of evil on a daily basis. Honestly, I don't know why they make these elections. They have changed the constitution so that he can try and be a president, I don't know, until he is 200 years old. People accept that, and what I'm also worried is if we do not change the society inside Russia, they will simply assign a successor and at a certain point return to Tsars, and Tsars were never normal in Russia. What is also a fact, Putin is tired, and even Russian media write about that. We don't know that he or alive, but if we don't follow any of the conspiracy theories, then he is alive, but he is long time dead. This is what I actually think. Even if he is physically alive, he is a dead person. There is nothing human left in his heart, in his brain, in his soul. If you agree, once again, remember to subscribe, because we need to demonstrate our solidarity against this evil, and that's the easy way. And he is hiding in the bunker. I've read an article, by the way, it's so loud on the streets of Prague, and I also heard an air raid alert on Wednesday. they are training, and this is good. So Putin is not very often outside his bunker, and some of Russian newspapers even counted that he was outside talking to people 5 months out of 12. So like every 12 days he appears, but in the majority of weeks you simply don't know where he is and what he is doing. And he is surrounded by a very limited number of people. We know he does not use internet. Of course, he does not watch the news. He will not like what he sees if it's not Russian television. And that's why he is completely isolated. He is terrified, and he is not a real person, not an alive person. And I don't know how even those Russians who are neutral, which is a sin during such a bloody war, can respect themselves having such a president that is their ruler for 23 years, that does not let them change anything, and that even looks like that with all this botox in his cheeks. He is an ugly person inside and out, and he is the next president of Russia. Once again, I also do not understand why they give 3 days for elections. They want to continue this traditions in the times of pandemic so that more people can demonstrate their will to have Putin as their next president. Perhaps it's easier to print out fake bulletins, but also I believe a large number will honestly vote for that dictator, because somehow Russia is a dictatorship for centuries. That's what we know as their neighbors. Thank you so much for your support. Buying me coffees. I will need some hot wine because it's really cold and I might have caught a cold. Thank you for becoming my patrons. Do check our merch shop. There are lots of beautiful Christmas presents that also work as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. Subscribe to my Instagram, Threads and Twitter, and thank you so much for being my friends and standing together with us. Slava Ukraini!